This is one of a series of videos that I did with Lynn. Lynn was my very first good counselor that I saw for 8.5 years when I lived in Michigan. At the time when I first saw her, I was 27 years old. I had a 9-month-old and a 3-year-old. My life was literally falling apart. I did not know how I would make it through each day. I was just at the maximum level of my stress. I had triggers all over the place. The birth of my daughter was a big trigger. I didn't understand how horrible things happened to innocent children when I held her. It was like holding myself. There was a movie out called What's the Matter with Amelia, and that was about a father-daughter incest situation. I watched it, and that was a big trigger for me. That November, we went to a family Thanksgiving dinner, and my son, who was 3, was playing with a relative's son. I don't know what happened, but my son started crying, and the father of the other little boy blamed him, even though nobody knew what happened, blamed him, started yelling at him, and just in front of everybody, just hit him across the side of the head. I was devastated. I remember for weeks, I was like, how could he do that to this innocent little boy? I just couldn't understand it. Like, it was just like, but anyway, I guess it was time. The universe was telling me it was time, because I couldn't hold back the dam. It was just bursting all over the place. So Lynn was, oh my God, she was a godsend. She was such a blessing for me. She's 85 years old. She lives in an assisted living apartment. The sound quality is not that great in these videos, and the lighting, the whole setup is not that great, but we made do with what we had in her little apartment. So I hope that you get some insight from this video, and I want to thank you for watching. After working with so many people through your career, what do you think made the difference between them staying in survival mode and, leaving trauma land, as I like to call it, but moving through it?
Sticking through it were people who had a lot of courage and determination, commitment, and they were ready. Some people they're just not ready. It's too overwhelming for them. When people go in for therapy for trauma, they're up to here with having to live with the memories and everything else. And they really, really want to move past it. And then they're willing to do the work. I had one client tell me that every day before she came in for a session, she'd throw up. She was so anxious. But then she came and got it out of her system and had a new perspective on what happened and what her position was, what it was like for her. I would say that the number one agony that these trauma victims go through is that they blame themselves and they don't understand why they didn't tell anybody sooner. So those two things that clients need to work through and understand that, it wasn't your fault no matter what.
Right.
Even, a kid being real seductive and suggestive, the adult should recognize that and understand that this is not normal behavior and something happened to this child. Or it could be the child's personality, because,
Right.
but it's not her fault or his, the child, that the adult takes advantage of them.
Right.
That's the adult's 100% responsibility.
Yeah, and kids are very sensual, and by abusers, that's seen as sexual. When there's two different worlds there.
They're afraid to tell because the first reason is they don't think anyone will believe them.
Right.
And
it's like another trauma on top of the trauma. Just like knowing that you can't tell anyone.
you can't tell anyone, they won't believe you, and then you're even more helpless
Right. Right.
because you would nowhere to turn
Right.
and no help.
Right.
So
I always use the analogy that if similar trauma happened to us as an adult, how would we handle that? We'd go tell everyone, we'd get help, we might go to the hospital, we might, whatever we needed to do to take care of ourselves.
and you
We would
get lots
sob
of
and
support.
cry. Yes, you'd get support. But the child, with their very immature nervous system, their emotional regulation is not even,
Lack of vocabulary.
everything. And
Fear.
then they have to bottle it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's where the real trauma is seated right
And
there.
then what it does to their self-esteem
Yeah.
is overwhelming
Right.
because they feel inadequate and there's something wrong with them. I've had a lot of clients tell me they think everybody knows what happened to them just by looking at them.
Oh, I went through that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's a terrible, terrible thing for a child to go through.
It's like a sentence. It's like a life sentence until you break it and you get help.
And there are some people like yourself who go through it, get the help, resolve many, many issues, and then turn around and can help others
Yes.
do the same thing because you've been there, done that.
Right. Yeah.
And you understand that the therapy is difficult,
Yes.
very difficult.
Yeah. And it doesn't happen overnight
Right.
because you used to say we don't get there overnight, so we're not going to get better overnight. And I remember Brenda in group, I used to always say, 6 months, I'm going to be done in 6 months. Then it was like 6 years. It doesn't matter now because if I felt like I needed to go to counseling, I would in a heartbeat because I know how beneficial it is. Or if I thought, a coach would be good for me, anything. So whatever makes my life better. But it's pretty good right now. So
Well, you were one of the people who took responsibility
yes,
for your well-being,
yes,
and you were willing to go through whatever you had to go through
right,
to get there.
yeah. And part of my driving force too was my kids, especially my daughter, because I was so animate about this will never happen to my kids, never. I don't care what I have to do, crawl through mud, whatever I got to do.
Right.
I was up for it, even though I hated it. I hated going to counseling. I hated, that I had to do all this stuff. But then I don't know, I just had this drive that now I always say nothing stops me.
Well, it's courage. And,
Yes.
and that's the reason you've accomplished so much in your life, since then.
Right.
Just, you amaze me.
Yeah.
I mean, you do.
Yeah. It's just when you don't have your brain function because of trauma, and then all of a sudden I have a brain without trauma. It's as if there's no trauma. And now it's like the world is wide open.
Yes.
And I'm like, oh my God, this
Yes.
is incredible. And I wish I was younger so I could do more.
Yeah.
I love learning. I love it, just like the whole world opens up because that is,
Cloud, that
yeah, the cloud is
cloud
gone.
dissipated.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's excellent.
Yeah. I'm grateful for all of what I've learned, but yeah, it is what it is. And if I would have sat around still, I could be the person that sits around and still be blaming my parents for how they raised me, or and that would have been such a waste of my life, such a waste. So I'm glad I didn't do that.
I'm glad you did too. And I really sincerely believe that this program you've put together is going to be extremely helpful.
Yes.
And I'm hoping therapists get a hold of it.
All right.
And clinics and hospitals. I mean, it should be, it could be, and I hope it will be what's the word?
Recovery center.
A basis, that's a word. It starts with
Foundation. No.
Yeah.
Protocol?
A role model.
Yeah.
It's, let's
Procedure.
stick with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's a word now. Think of it tomorrow. I can't think of it right now.
So, this was an interesting question I had. Do you believe that healing is about understanding the past, or do you think it's more about understanding the past or learning to live differently in the present?
I think it's a combination, because in order to live differently in the present, it is frequently necessary that you re-examine the past.
Right.
Because the past, again, children are so innocent and they take on bad stuff as though it's them.
Right.
They're bad.
Right.
And clients need to re-explore that and understand, no, you were fine.
Right.
You were absolutely fine, and you still are.
Right.
And none of this was your fault. And
Right.
None of it has changed you into something undesirable.
Right.
You're still the beautiful person you were born to be.
Right.
And when you understand all that you are innocent, then you can begin to look at your everyday life and make choices.
Mm-hmm.
Who do you want to be? What do you want to be? What do you want to do? And you have the freedom to do it. Especially, I think, people like you who have gone through a really rough period in their lives and then overcome it, that they've learned, they've just learned things that people who never experience trauma. I don't know who that person would be who never experienced any trauma.
That's true.
I think of growth, and I see people coming down a path like this, going straight, and then there's a bump in the road, and it's really, it's a huge, mind-blowing, horrible problem, situation.
Right.
And some people say, I can't deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't deal with it. And so they turn to drugs or alcohol or anything to avoid this bump in the road. And some people say, I can't live with it. But then other people say, I am not going to let that bump ruin my life. And they work and work and work at it. And then they come over the top of that bump. And now they're coasting along until they come to the next bump. Because there are bumps all through life.
Right.
And so they come to the next one. Well, they have learned a lot from overcoming the first one. They've developed skills.
Right.
And confidence. So the next bump in the road, some people would say, well, it's not fair. Right. Life is just not fair.
Right.
And I quit. I give up. But other people will say, okay, here we go again. And I am not going to let this interfere in my life. And they get over that bump, and now they're here. And they grow. And they get wiser and wiser and more put together and more capable of dealing with life. Life is difficult. So
I love that analogy.
I do too.
You never taught me that one before.
Yeah, because it never stops.
Yes.
It never, there's always bumps.
Yes.
But your attitude.
Life is one damn thing after another.
It's that first one.
Yeah.
That's so hard.
Yeah.
But that's the one that, if you stick with it, it'll give you the courage and the confidence to, like, I can deal with anything.
Right.
I may not like it, but I will deal with it.
Right. Yeah. You realize your strengths. I have a friend who's a trauma survivor, and whenever we were hanging out, something would come up. I'd always go, we've been through worse.
You see what?
We've been through worse. So it was just like, I don't know. It just, relative to, the trauma and all that.
Some people just can't deal with life. And I think that's the bottom line for a lot of drug abusers and alcoholics, that the drug or the alcohol is an immediate release.
Yeah, like a fix, like a quick fix.
But it doesn't fix anything, and it just adds to the problem.
Yeah.
So, it does take, as I said, a lot of courage